The Legend of the Veil. Yes, the new pirate legend Voyage in Sea of Thieves. Today we'll be taking a deep dive into this new quest, the features, stats, treasure, strategies, everything I can think of. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, real quick, I have chapters set up on this video for your convenience, so if you want to jump to a specific section, feel free to do so. Anyway, The Legend of the Veil is a new voyage that was recently added to Sea of Thieves as a Pirate Legend exclusive voyage. So only Pirate Legends will get to embark on this quest, but after all, it would be quite difficult for newer players. If you're not a Pirate Legend but still feel up to the challenge, you can ask a friend who is a Pirate Legend to grab the quest for you. You can go open crew and hope you land with someone up to it as well, or you can find crewmates on one of the many Discord servers made purely for that reason. Anyway, in this voyage, you'll be working with the Pirate Lord to search for 3 Veilstones to restore the Legend of the Veil, an ancient artifact. You'll have to use knowledge and skill to overcome different challenges and battles, and will be well rewarded for it. From my experience, this is basically a mix of a tall tale and a little bit of all the other quests in Sea of Thieves. You'll need to solve puzzles, dig up buried treasure, fight phantoms, complete rituals, and defeat Flameheart sea forts and navy in an epic finale, all while following a unique story. Before we begin, I just wanted to go over some important things to keep in mind. This voyage is not easy, after all, it's for Pirate Legends that have been playing the game for some time. However, it's not horribly difficult, and more experienced players should be able to successfully complete it solo. If you feel a little bit rusty or aren't quite ready to take on this adventure, I would recommend practicing with some more basic quests like the Ghost Fleet voyages from the Order of Souls. Throughout the duration of the voyage, you should accumulate a good amount of Athena's Fortune loot, enough to hit Athena Emissary grade 5 if you collect most of it. I completed this in about an hour and made about 100k worth of gold with an Athena Emissary flag, so you'll be making somewhere around 1.5 thousand gold per minute. Obviously you'll get less with no flag and more with a Reaper's Emissary flag. Alright, now that we've gotten a good idea of the quest, let's look at how to complete it. Before you start, I would recommend getting a fair amount of supplies. You'll especially need them for the final sea battle. I usually buy just a storage crate and use it to loot the outposts' barrels and any other islands I go to. This is also the time to put up an emissary flag if you're going to, and remember, if you collect all the loot during the quest, you should hit Athena 5. After that, go into the Pirate Legend hideout and purchase the Legend of the Veil voyage from the Pirate Lord. Head to your ship, vote on the quest, and now the Pirate Lord will give a brief dialogue before leaving you with the Veil of the Ancients and a quest book. If you read through the quest book, you'll get some of the quest's story, as well as a description of the first quest module. Now this quest is divided into 3 modules, 2 random ones that can be either a puzzle, exploration, or combat module, and the third module, which is always the sea battle with Flameheart's fleet and sea forts. Since the first 2 are random, I'll go over each possibility, so again, feel free to skip to the video chapter for that module. The Suds/puzzle module. This is a more puzzle-based, dig up the treasure sort of module. You'll know you got it if the quest book is telling you to go find Suds. Look for him on the island where it tells you to go, and then talk to him. He'll give you the next part of the quest. Now here, there are 3 more different possibilities for the objective you'll get, but since they're all pretty self-explanatory, I'll just cover all 3 real quick. Zoom map. This is a map that is, well, zoomed in. Search the main Sea of Thieves map if you can't recognize the island, but you usually can. Then just head there and dig up the treasure chest at the X on the map, just like you would with a normal quest, except it's zoomed in now. You should get some Athena loot as well as a Veilstone. Plug the Veilstone into the Veil of the Ancients, and the Pirate Lord will appear, talk, and add the next phase of the voyage to your quest book. Pretty simple. The pictures map thing. This one might be a bit more difficult. You'll get a bunch of pictures of an island. You'll need to figure out which island it is based on these landmarks, which means you'll need to know the layout of a lot of islands pretty well. When you figure out what island it is, sail over and use the details and landmarks in the quest book to figure out where to dig. For example, if there's, I don't know, a torch, look for torches on the island, then look for some of the other details around the torch. When you think you found the right spot, dig where the symbol is to get a chest with the Veilstone and Athena loot. Like before, plug the Veilstone into the Veil of the Ancients, let the Pirate Lord talk, and the next phase of the voyage will be added to your quest book. The Lying Map. Probably the most annoying of the 3. Lying maps show a bunch of rock paintings that are on an island. Only one is correct though. You'll need to check each of these to figure out which is incorrect. When you do, dig in front of it to find a chest with Athena treasure and the Veilstone. Plug it into the Veil of the Ancients, let the Pirate Lord talk, and the next phase of the voyage will be added to your quest book. The Shipwreck Graveyard/Exploration module. This is a more exploration-based module where you'll explore a shipwreck graveyard. First, go to the location of the graveyard, which should be some direction relative to an island. You'll want to look out for seagulls circling the area, as always, and you might be able to spot the hull of a ship poking out of the water. Before you dive down, take some food, like bananas, to heal up in case of sharks or drowning, both of which are quite likely. And also make sure to keep an eye on your ship. It will be pretty vulnerable if no one's watching it, so I would leave someone behind to watch for enemies, or if you're solo, just keep checking in on it to make sure you're not getting sunk. Use the air bubbles around and inside the wrecked ships for air, and loot barrels for food and supplies. These wrecks are very interactive, so be sure to move and open everything to try to find treasure and Athena items. If you find some, I would recommend swimming out of the shipwreck and dropping them, allowing them to float to the surface. Just be sure not to lose track of where they are and pick them up before they start sinking. Also, it's a good idea to keep track of what ships you've been in to avoid getting lost or confused. You'll want to start looking for the ship's log in the main ship, the Grim Fortune. You may also notice that the captain's quarters of the ship are locked. This is where the Veilstone is hidden. When you find the ship's log, read it and go to the ship that has the key to the Grim Fortune's captain's quarters. Find the key, swim back to the Grim Fortune, open the captain's quarters, and take out any loot that you find, as well as the chest with the Veilstone. When you're done searching the shipwreck graveyard, plug the Veilstone into the Veil of the Ancients. The Pirate Lord will reappear, talk, and then update your quest book with the details for the next quest module, the Bell/Haunted Island/Combat module. In this quest module, you'll need to go to a haunted island and start a ritual, during which you'll need to fight with a bunch of phantoms. If you got this module, the quest book will tell you to go talk to Belle on some island. Go to the island, find her, and talk to her. She'll present you with a special lantern which will reveal ghostly statues on the island. You will now need to light 6 of these statues. The first one should be right next to her. When you get near a statue, it will begin to pulse ghostly waves, and when the statue is lit, the locations of the others will be revealed by beacons for a short period of time. When you finish lighting them, the main ritual will begin. This will be marked with a large beam of light. Head on over, and when you're ready to fight, light the final statue. This will begin a fight with waves of phantoms, but don't worry, you'll have help from some ancients. During the last wave, the Soul Flame Captain will show up. Just a mini boss though. When he's defeated, pick up any Athena treasure he dropped, then take the Veilstone from the main ancient guy, priest, person, you know what I mean, and plug it into the Veil of the Ancients. The Pirate Lord will appear, talk, and give you the next module in your quest book. Alright, the Haunted Fort module, aka the final battle. Here we go. If you've made it past the first 2 modules, it's time for the hardest one, the Haunted Fort. You'll be given its location in your quest book, but you may notice that there's a giant swirling tornado right in the center of it, which is visible basically anywhere on the map. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's even bigger than the Ashen Lord one. However, this means that everyone else on the server can also see it, and they will know that you're about to get a bunch of Athena loot, so just be prepared to possibly fight for your earnings. When you arrive, and make sure you have ample supplies before you begin by the way, you'll need to take out 3 emplacements or small forts before taking on the main one. These take 5 cannonballs each to destroy. Make sure to aim a little bit higher since only the main fort structure, not the base or any rocks, can be damaged. You'll know you've hit it if you leave a greenish glowing hole. When an emplacement is destroyed, it will leave behind a platform with some loot and possibly supplies. Unfortunately, the emplacements were glitched for me, so I couldn't get to it, but hopefully it'll work for you. Also, throughout the encounter, there will be ghost ships circling the fort and emplacements, which will all fire at you. The ships will keep respawning until you take out the fort, so don't bother attacking them unless it's necessary. Like to stop them from going through you, which causes a lot of holes and is very bad. These take 3 hits, occasionally drop supplies, and behave the same way that the ghost ships from the ghost fleets do. When you take out the 3 emplacements, the tornado will disappear, and you'll be able to attack the main fort. Again, watch out for ghost ships, aim high for the glowing structures, and watch for hits to make sure you're actually dealing damage. Each structure takes 3 hits, but there are many, so be careful. The strategy I would recommend for the main fort is doing some drive-bys. Sail in a fairly straight line past the fort, deal as much damage as possible, then repair and regroup as you turn back around for another pass. Just make sure you don't sail through a ghost ship as you're doing this. Yes, it's faster to set your ship in a circle around the fort and constantly hammer it, but it and the ghost ships will also be able to constantly hammer you, and you could end up overwhelmed pretty quickly. It's better to play it safe and careful. When you finally take out the last fort, the weather will clear up and you'll be left with a platform with a bunch of Athena loot, a chest of legends, and a chest with the final Veilstone. When you finished picking everything up, place the last Veilstone into the Veil of the Ancients, the Pirate Lord will appear to congratulate you, and that's it. You've now completed the Legend of the Veil, and hopefully hit Athena Grade 5 if you're flying it. Well guys, that's pretty much everything for this new quest. It's really fun and it's definitely more enjoyable than the other Athena voyages. It's also a great way to refine your skills, get a bunch of treasure and rep, and do a little bit of everything. But anyway, hopefully this guide has helped you out. If it did, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me out and it supports my channel and it's free. And with that said, happy sailing.